It's time. It's time to record the pod.
We're back from space.
Yeah. If you want to learn about space, No More Heroes is a banger today. But today, Emo's died and Spotify's been wrapped. Welcome to Drag the Lake. I am one of your hosts, Andy Malafrino. With me, as always, the Duke of Dookie himself, Pat George. Fuck your mother, Pat says. How you doing, Pat?
I'm fantastic and 10 times better than you.
Woo!
In
10
every
times?
way.
Well, I'm 8 times better than you're 10 times. So suck on that.
That's 800 times.
Queer.
No, it's 80.
How we doing, everybody?
I know math.
Welcome to Drag the Lake. Very fun week.
I don't know math.
I don't know math, but he's from Florida, so he does know math. Really thought that was going to get more out of you. Anyway.
It's just true.
Speaking of Florida, have you seen that Florida, Man show?
Yeah.
Dude, they started out big where the guy was like, this guy paid me to cut a foot off. And then they were like, we had a little bit of an argument with our neighbor.
There's a lady who's a witch.
Yeah.
Like,
the fall off on that was nuts.
Yeah. I kind of felt like that was going to happen. But I will say something about the comedic reenactment is a lane of show that I'm into.
Yes.
They started with Drunk History.
Dude, with documentaries in general.
Yeah.
Or you said mainly comedic.
Yeah. No. I'm a guy who is almost like 9 times out of 10. I fucking hate reenactments. I hate it. It's one of the stupidest things. I was watching
my favorite, dude. Hire a unsuccessful actor to show me exactly what happened.
Yeah, one of it was. Then John Belushi walked into his manager's office to ask him about something, and the guy goes, and you go like, and it's like.
Well, they gotta
just kind of a fat guy talking to a guy in a suit, and it's like neither one of them. I don't know what his manager looks like. Yeah. Maybe that's what he looks like. It's like I know what people entering a room and talking to someone.
Well, they got to do it the right way, where it's like it's the interview where he goes. So I walked into his office and I told him blah 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 blah, and as he's saying that, like slip it in and show it.
Yeah.
It's literally
he walked
like
into my office and he was screaming, and then they showed slow motion.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's literally like Vice has had a real hand in ruining other documentaries, because back when Vice first started putting out cool documentaries, they would do this thing where they would show the guy like, oh, sorry, let me do that again. You're not going to put this in the documentary, right? And like they put that in, and then they filmed the documentary head on, and then everyone started doing that, trying to make and then Vice came out with Dark Side of the Ring and Dark Side of the 90s and all those, and then after that, everyone just started reenacting all the shit very poorly.
He just came back to the locker room and he was freaking out.
I'm in the locker room and I'm mad. But speaking of freak out, there was a big freak out online after the My Chemical Romance drummer died.
No, I think that was just a normal, regular,
just a completely normal response to a man that died.
It's just the weirdest thing to me. The weirdest thing to me is the fact that like I don't know who the bullies are anymore. Like who's a fucking bully? Sorry.
Let me do the quick synopsis and we can get into it.
What's the guy's name anyway?
Bob Breyer, which just sounds like he sold ice cream.
Bob Breyer. That sounds like he's already shaking your hand when he says that.
Wait, I gotta look up his name.
The name's Bob Breyer. How the hell are you?
Yeah, dude, you think he's about to be
like... you one of these handshakes.
Dude, it has real like Vance whatever from Vance Refrigeration. It has like that entry. Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer Ice Cream.
Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
Yo, what the fuck, dude?
He got into the wrong business.
Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
He should have been wearing button-up, short-sleeve shirts and ties.
Oh yeah, it is Bob Breyer.
Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers. Give you the best fries, whatever you need to fry in there. Chicken wings, hot wings, any wing.
Bob Breyer's got a fryer for you.
Chicken wings, hot wings, anything that you need to win
from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Oh yeah, he's fried.
Sure. Died alone in his house. No one found him for 25 days. Bob Breyer's Fryers.
Oh, 25 days.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought 25 hours. That's a lot worse. Days is worse.
That's such a funny length of time. They wouldn't just say a day. They would say 25 hours.
25 hours. A day and an hour.
So, Bob Breyer.
Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
Bob Breyer's Fryer. Best fryer.
Do you need a fryer? You can call Bob Breyer. I'm your guyer for a fryer. No,
that's I'm your guyer.
That's the outtake. Bob, we don't like that. The guyer is not a word.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
And I'm the guyer for your fryer.
And let me tell you, I ain't a liar when I tell you I got the best fryers. Bob Breyer from Bob Breyer's Fryers.
Are you a fryer buyer? I'm Bob Breyer.
Are you a fryer buyer? Because I'm not a liar because I sell the best fryers.
This is getting harder and harder. This is like a vocal exercise.
Gotta be honest.
Are you in need of a fryer buyer? Oh, I'm Bob Breyer, and I'm your fryer buyer.
Are you a fryer buyer? Well, I'm Bob Breyer, and I have fryers, and I would never be a liar and sell you a bad fryer.
I'm a good guyer. I brought Guyer back.
Oh my god, this is crazy,
guys! You missed this opportunity. You didn't even tap the well.
But anyway,
he's dead for 25 days.
He was dead in his house for 25 days.
I'm assuming by himself. Wouldn't it be crazy if he wasn't by himself for 25 days? What if he was discovered 4 days in and they're just like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit.
No, he was just sitting on the couch. He was just sitting on the couch and his wife kept walking by. Are you really just going to play video games every day?
You're just going to sit there.
You're just going to sit there?
You're not coming to bed?
You're going to take a fucking shower?
You're not even going to come eat.
Shit, Bob.
You're just going to sit there and decompose.
You haven't sold one fryer all month, Bob.
It's been hard since you left My Chemical Romance. Kind of the fryer biz.
You don't realize, like, the margins are good on fryers, but you don't sell a lot because most people don't need more than 2.
Yeah, I mean, I went from amplifiers to fryers. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of other irons. I can't think of any more.
I gotta be honest. Bob Breyer's pliers did not go well. I thought fryers was going to be the next thing, but you know.
I mean, I started with Bob Breyer's pliers.
It's ironic too
to promote Bob Breyer's pliers, and I was like, wait, if I'm buying flyers, why don't I just do fryers?
Well, that was the convenience of it, because I started Bob Breyer's flyers, and then it actually helped out Bob Breyer's fryers.
I was like, wait a minute,
to promote the Breyers.
There was a misprint, and this guy got really excited at the copy shop, and I was like,
hold the damn phone.
I was like, wait a minute. I called my wife. She was in the Breyer. And I was like,
she's like, Bob Breyer, this is a sign from God. You need to sell fryers. You need to get out of this flyer bullshit.
Now, I ain't much of a crier.
When I was a young boy, my father told me to sell fryers because it rhymed with our last name.
I was sued immediately for that one. I did not get the rights to that. They said it wasn't a sound alike because I was using the exact notes.
But yeah, R.I.P. Bob Breyer, dead for 25 days. No family or friends to find him.
Discovered 3 days in, but left for another 22.
That's how unliked he was.
Yeah.
They're like, let him decompose a little more.
So, Andy, you say he was unliked, and I assume that the story isn't necessarily just that Bob Breyer's from Bob Breyer's Fryers died, but it was the fact that he was villainized? Was he not wasn't he not a liked fella?
Here's the thing, Pat. You spend your time doing deep dives on the Apollo space program. I spend my time doing deep dives on emo bands past their prime. And I go so deep, I find Tumblr articles. Yeah, that's what I had to do on this one. Well, because so to give everyone the actual recap, he got out of Fryers and joined My Chemical Romance. Yeah. And he was because a lot of time people are like,
because he pulled his ass out of the fire.
Out of the fire of the fryer.
I'm done.
And then he was an applier of himself to the drums.
Knock it off.
But no, so because like the big thing I was trying to find. Got him, dumbass. So he was in My Chemical Romance from like 2004 to like 2014. So like for like 10 years. And he wasn't actually like a part of the core group. They had an original drummer. He was doing sound for like a lot of bands out like through New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
He would go on tour and like do sound and like tech for bands and stuff.
So when you say not original, so was he part of the Black Parade or was he?
So he played. He didn't write He didn't help him write 3 Cheers for Street Revenge. He did play the drums on Black Parade, and then it was around the third album that he quit the band.
And the whole time people hated him.
Yeah, no, not the whole time. Okay. It was actually like after the band, people started to hate him.
Oh, okay.
So he quits the band.
I was just like, why?
But no, and that was
why would they have this fucking hateable dickhead as their drummer?
Well, that's what I was trying to. I was like, these people can't just be like they can't be mad out of nowhere, because it was literally like the dude dies. And then I see people
25 days later.
Dude, I see people going under his tweets from his Twitter account, and literally they're commenting shit that says R.I.P. Bozo. And I go, what the fuck is this? So
it's not even good trolling. You know he can't read that, right?
So a big
like it's the least ineffective. Like I understand if you post it on yours, but like just to say I want it to be known, fuck this guy. But it's just like one of those things of like, just in case anybody's coming here to support this guy, I want you to know that I think this guy's a real
dude. Like
fuck it. And also,
do you remember
Bozo is like, whoa,
dude. I see people on my time like when war criminals die or someone in like the Rothschild family dies. That's when I see people saying R.I.P. Bozo. When it's the drummer that has
the insurance guy that just got assassinated.
Exactly.
People are like, so
yeah, people are like, that's cool. That was a really cool thing that happened. But when it's like the drummer who hasn't been in the band for 10 years.
Hasn't been in the band in 10 years. Got into the fryer business.
So I was like, please, Tumblr article. Tell me why this guy's the monster. And so I see a lot of people saying, he said black people should get shot by the cops. And I go, that's a bold claim.
You go, whoa, that guy sounds like a real fucking asshole. Let me read this. Let me find out what he said.
That's a bold claim. Let's dig into that one. And apparently he was, he was pretty like MAGA conservative dude.
Yeah.
So he's got pictures of him
Indian
in a MAGA.
Guy?
What?
Indian guy?
Yeah. He's actually, people think he's dead. No, he's actually in Trump's cabinet.
He got reincarnated.
He's Vivek. He got reincarnated as Vivek. No, so like there was, and
woke up on the back of this garbage truck out of nowhere.
Don't get me wrong. He had some like off-color comments where you'd be like, I don't want to drink around him at a party because he's going to corner you and start telling you like statistics about Chicago. Almost and you're like, chill, dude.
And the same guy, he's just actually, 14% of...
13% of the population, 50% of crimes? Huh?
That's the what's the other thing? Like, it's the same, and honestly, it's the same reaction I would have that like, I don't want to get drunk and hang out with Justin, what's his name? From, what?
Sorry, I haven't had this flavor.
Oh, really? I thought you guys brought that. Maybe Jules did.
No. I thought this was black cherry.
So Isn't it like there's like too much flavor?
Yeah, it actually tastes creamy a little. It's interesting. Yeah. You want to get creamed?
I came in that. Wait, hold on. Let me see the cover. Let me see the front.
Oh, you know what? I thought this said sparkling water. It says Pat's Cum.
Is there a little PC on it?
Yeah, Pat's Cum.
Yeah. I label it, but
wait, does HEB bottle this themselves?
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that.
Deal?
I did that at the factory. I could only fill up 2 cases.
See, that's Pat's commitment. Pat's set for life with his
it's
HEB sparkling water. Pat's Cum.
It's like,
but
it's like that Kiss record. They just took a little bit of my cum and put it in each one of them. They dilute it. So technically there is, but it's like 0.0001%.
Pat just podcasts for the love of the game. He has a strong.
Oh yeah,
he has a strong cum fortune.
The reason we're not monetized is because I don't fucking need it. I'm comfortable.
Okay, so and then I looked at when people were saying he said all black people should get shot by the cops. You know what he said is during like the Black Lives Matters, like the protests and then the riots and stuff.
Yeah.
You see like, and everyone saw a video where whatever you supported, you saw a video where you're like, well, that guy's doing too much.
Yeah.
And then he was saying cops need to deal with them. And maybe
is that how he put it?
What?
Cops need to deal with them.
Well, and then he had like an incredibly cringy boomer joke where he was referencing like, and if they fucking take a few out, not a big deal. It was something like that. Yeah. But I go, okay.
Not a good guy.
Okay, that guy's a dickhead.
Not okay.
But then you see people, when he dies, they post pictures of Peter from Family Guy going, blah, and the joke is literally like, that's what he looked like when he fucking died, piece of shit.
He was dead alone in his house.
Just like, what the fuck? dude.
Yeah.
There was a couple other things that, dude, like, I was like, this guy had to have done something nuts.
Yeah.
That, like, I would have been like, yeah, I don't agree with, but, you know, people always, you should be more open-minded and, you know, just kind of feel bad for him and everyone can change. I thought I was going to have to do, like, a justification like that.
Yeah.
It was literally like, dude, everyone would bring up, he posted a meme when Kanye like shaved his head and there was a meme of a bunch of coffee beans and it said, find the Kanye or something like that. And you're like, it's just a bad joke.
Yeah, it does seem very boomery. It seems like fucking weird uncle.
He was just making boomer. You know, this was my
it's like
favorite.
a weird uncle joke.
This was what he put it one. He had one tweet where in all caps he just wrote the word tranny. He just was like, trannies.
Yeah, it just seemed like he was a definite troll and a definite piece of shit.
Yeah.
But, like, again, not... Okay, so this is the question I have for you. Because you said this all popped off around, like, 2020, 2019, whatever, that time, right?
When he quit?
No, when
he was doing all the shit, right. Yeah. It was just a lot of...
Did the pandemic change a lot of people?
Dude.
Or did it show us who we really are?
I don't know. I think it, like, something happened where I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to get political.
No.
But it's
I'm like, literally, because there's so many.
Well,
that's the shift for so many people that I was like, when you started saying this, I'm like, should we? I was like, maybe we should put an asterisk next to tweets from like 2020 to like 2023 or 2022. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, no. Or should we not? Like that's what I'm saying. Is like, did it get to a point where it was like this has pushed a lot of people over an edge that now they're this?
Well, it's like,
or is it a Black Mirror type scenario where like we're actually seeing what we really are in this scenario?
I think it's just kind of pushed a lot of people further. Like, I saw this one tweet where it was really funny because they took a picture of Gerard Way when he was still a teenager or like early 20s in the band, and he's doing this like shrugging his shoulders look, and then someone makes a tweet that goes, oh, it's kill all racist, and then when a racist actually dies you're gonna be upset. And I go, is it kill all racist?
Yeah, what?
Also, who determines who's a racist?
Yeah, wait a minute,
because if you guys are doing it, then like a lot of us are can we not do that?
Yeah,
so I think that what I think it is, and I also don't want to be the fucking boomer talking about woke people, but I think like MCR's audience has been infested with like the ultra progressive, like, you know, if you're the type of guy who goes like, I don't got any problem with trans people, but not for me. They're like, you're a racist, sexist pig. Yeah. I think their audience, I didn't realize this. I thought, because the irony of My Chemical Romance is like the whole vibe is like, I'm just a loser that's not understood by society. And then you see this one dude who not just was like in the band, left it 10 years ago. Because there's also an element of that where it's like, stop checking in on him.
Yeah.
Like, stop paying attention to him.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy that has nothing to do with the band anymore is saying dumb shit. Then stop looking at his Twitter.
That's my point. That's like, I think that's my issue is I think what they're doing is just like a ton of projecting. Because that's the thing is what, like it or not, that's what I was saying about the pandemic thing was because like you loved this guy. There was probably rows and rows of people, you know, those weirdo like the people that like I know all the members of NoFX's names.
Yeah,
like it's like, but like not a lot of people would probably know everybody's names, or like
most people know Fat Mike. Most people don't know the drummer's name.
Right. Yeah, they say drummer, or they say Smelly, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not with like fucking. I mean, most people don't know Every Time I Die members' names.
Right. So like that kind of
and
thing.
I'm like, oh, their drummer's name is Goose, or no, their bassist's name is Goose.
Yeah, which one? But the fact that like there's diehard fans, you know, a lot of these same people whether you like it or not, loved this guy.
Yeah,
that was the guy. That's the same guy that was drumming for the band that you were screaming for a set list. You were hoping he would throw you a drumstick, or if he did, you were like, "Oh my God, thank you so much, Brian." You know what I mean? What's his name?
Bob Breyer for Bob Breyer's Flyers, formerly of Bob Breyer's Pliers, and advertised on Bob Breyer's Flyers.
And Bob Breyer's never a liar. You come down in Friars, you get yourself a buyer. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy, Bob Breyer.
But like,
he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
So funny.
I'm a good guy.
He's a good guy, Bob Breyer.
But they're like, that's the same Bob Breyer that you were screaming, Bob Breyer, Bob, throw me a stick.
Yeah.
Bob. Like, you think he's gonna throw you a stick because you know his name, and
were those French fries just made in your fryer? Throw me a fry.
throw me a pomfret.
Because they're not Canadian.
Yeah,
no, they're from Jersey.
French, actually, it's not Canadian. And Canadians aren't French. So, people from Montreal think they're French, and they're not. They're Quebecois.
Such a funny
French people hate you.
Such a funny group to be like, we're that.
Yeah.
French? Cool, dude. Be French.
You're in North America, stupid.
Who cares, dork?
But so I just think that there's a lot of people that are like feel a little bit ashamed that they like the set list that they have for My Chemical Romance up that's hanging up on their wall.
Yeah,
it was Bob's. That's Smelly's set list, the drummer, the one that I got from NoFX.
Yeah, that's
like, I was like, they have to live with that, and they know that the guy that drummed on their favorite album is a horrible bigot, apparently. And that he's the villain and he's the worst guy ever. So then when he dies, you can all go, see, I'm happy he's dead. I hate him. Yeah. I wish there was a different drummer that was actually on that record. They should re-record the album without him. And it's like, it seems like a really big overcorrection for a guy that you could have just avoided because he has not been in the spotlight.
Oh, that's the thing, dude. He would occasionally, there was this whole fucking thing where there's this whole thing where they're like bassist Mikey Way, like he was seen with a nude chick, but they thought he was cheating on his wife, and he was just like, the Bob Breyer dude was just like an annoying troll the whole time. So he would like troll on social media, and people would see that about Mikey Way possibly cheating on his wife, which another one, it's like, who cares? Like, it's like, who cares about this celebrity drama
the fuck
shit?
Is Mikey Way?
The bassist of My Chemical Romance. He's Gerard's brother.
I was just gonna say,
Well, it also annoys me too at the actually. Oh, here's the other thing too. Why I go?
Oh no, the bassist, drummer from My Chemical, the bassist and the drummer from My Chemical Romance are fighting.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Who's gonna cry first?
Wait a minute. Which one's Bob again? Oh, he's the dead guy.
He's the dead guy. No. Well, and also too, this is the thing I realized where I go, because he was the kind of guy who he joined My Chemical Romance because he was good at the drums, but he wasn't this guy who was like, I'm so passionate about drums and music, because I think he still played, but when he quit My Chemical Romance, he didn't join a new band. He didn't so he just now he would occasionally troll online, but honestly, the thing with the bassist was one of the few things that would even reference My Chemical Romance. A lot of the other shit would literally just be like a cringe opinion. And so it's like, you're doing this thing. I noticed it with the dude from Falling in Reverse, fucking Ronnie Radke. And I realized, I'm like, dude, Ronnie Radke, he would be retweeting people that didn't even tag him on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're literally just, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
You're searching
Ronnie Radke goes, he's all this anti-cancel culture, the cringe guys like that and shit with the anti-cancel culture shit. And he's his shirts that say cancel culture and all that shit, and he's the guy going
clever.
He's going what?
I get it. They can't cancel them.
Yeah. You cancel my culture, I cancel your culture.
And then
yeah.
And then they you use it against them.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what?
I just got that.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And no, and Ronnie Radke would be the dude who's always pointing out people being shitty to him, and he's like, he has this energy of I'm the most victimized guy and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, dude, if you spend your whole day looking for it, you will find it. But it's make your own. Hey, I might want to smoke a cigarette later. But if you if you actively look for it, you're gonna get mad about it.
Right.
So it's like this weird thing where it's like, okay, if the former drummer of My Chemical Romance is making you mad, stop checking his Twitter.
Yeah.
It's psychotic.
It's crazy.
And then they get mad at him when it's like there's an easy solution to just never pay attention to this ever again.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
You don't live with them.
And they'll be like, well, he said a couple boomer cringe opinions. You don't understand. That's why I have to celebrate his death.
Yeah. Are you happy that, like, okay, so a racist person dies. That's all right. Like, why does that make you happy, though? Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like,
it's weird.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like saying oh, a murderer dies. Like, it's one of those things of like, I'm happy that person won't be able to murder anymore, I guess.
Yeah,
like that's the only thing. Okay, cool. Now I don't have to read his tweets anymore. You never had to read his tweets.
You never had to.
You never had to.
He
never
not
murdered
that
you.
popular.
That murderer never murdered you or anybody you know, and didn't even do it in the country that you live in.
It's a
but
weird thing.
You're gonna sit here and go like, I'm happy that Ted Bundy's frying.
Yeah.
And like Ted Bundy, arguably, is one of like a crazy fiendish murderer.
Brother, I'll say it. Was a really bad dude.
Real bad guy.
No, dude, it's similar with like the CEO thing where I'm not going to lose sleep over that dude getting assassinated, but I'm not trying to get in the business of celebrating murder.
It's weird.
I feel like it hurts your soul.
It's weird when like, look, politics are one thing. Like when like you have your team and you act like it matters. Like you act like it matters just like, oh my God, if the fucking Bills don't win this weekend, I'm gonna have the worst goddamn fucking day ever. Like, or whatever the fuck it is. It's the same idea, but like you're doing this thing where like now you can't treat. I don't even know how to put it like this way. You can't treat like death like sports. I don't know. I don't even know how to like what it can do. Like you can't treat social issues. Or like social like targets, like people that you hate in the world as sports. Because
that's what the hatred for him is all wrapped up in. Where you go, I looked into it and go like, well, wait, why are you happy he's dead? And it's literally just a long list of we disagree with his opinions.
But the fact that if the revenge is not yours to seek, it's the same idea when people get like frustrated when like OJ doesn't get the death penalty, and people go like. You know, like they're like, oh, I really wanted him to die. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, like that's again. This is that same of the thing of where it's the dads against pedophiles deal. Where I'm like, don't make me root for the fucking pedophile. Don't make me go like where you're gonna go in there and you're gonna just assault a guy, and go like, and then me go like, I mean, I don't agree with anything that guy stands for. I think. As far as like fucking 12-year-olds, not into it. Don't think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that should be illegal. The fact that he's not admitting
Bold
to it.
Stance, Pat.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get off my soapbox in a little bit. But all of these things, but then you're just like, but I feel like it can be handled a different way.
I will say
I've turned this.
I will say the roughing up pedophiles thing because I've watched interviews with the guys who fucking shoulder check pedophiles, and they do talk about how like the cops don't really do shit when we. Because people all think they're doing it for the attention. No. And I heard a dude talking about it. He's like, no, we used to like entrap these pedophiles, send the info to the cops, and the cops wouldn't do anything about it.
Right.
So, you know what I started doing? I started shoulder checking them.
No,
but I get what you're saying.
With that particular case, I do understand that it makes more sense because they're like, call the cops. I would like to have some paperwork on this because they go, you hit him. And you go, yes, I did hit him. It was unprovoked and I hit him. But the reason I hit him is because of this.
Yeah.
And just to put it on record to say, I hit him because of all of this pedophilia shit.
Sure.
At least get that. Like,
but I get what you're saying generally, yeah.
But to root for somebody, like, don't make
dying.
me go like, don't make, because
it's not good for you,
OJ
dude.
dying doesn't make anybody he killed come back.
Yeah.
This guy dying doesn't make any of his racist thoughts or feelings like
and also,
change at all.
With the OJ case specifically, because like don't get me wrong, like not Mark. Who's the guy?
Mark Furman was the.
He was the cop,
guy.
right?
Yeah, he was the well.
Oh God forbid you're into World War II, Pat.
But wasn't there like hard R's and shit too?
That was.
I'm pretty sure he did hard R's.
Yeah, that
and
was
planting evidence.
Oh, he said, "Get out of my neighborhood." No, I don't know.
No. It was way different. He just answered the phone that way. He just said N-word.
Wasn't he like repeating something that a suspect said or something, and then they played? I'm not saying
I have not done the research on that.
I'm trying to remember. I'm not trying to like defend Furman or whatever, but I remember the N-word was a little out of context.
Unfortunately, that's how I know him. Is he's the racist cop from the OJ
Well,
trial.
he also had a shitload of Nazi stuff that was weird. So he's, I mean, even if he's not, and he also probably like throws out the N-word, but I think the N-word in the case was an out of context thing. I don't remember.
They got the one that was actually in context.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I just really like saying
He's like,
it.
you can't call him.
It's a really cool. That'd be a great way to stop racism. You cannot call him a.
And they go like, wow. You're right. I never understood it that way. But yeah, that's
Ron, you're like right, but you're still wrong.
Yeah. you're so wrong. It's
but,
right.
yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, you're getting at it. The main point of it, it's just like I just don't. Even if it's the worst, like you were bringing up Bundy, Manson, like dudes. Even if it's the worst dude in the world, there's still a fucking thing where you're like, it's not good for your soul to just go, yes, death. And then when we zoom out and look at Bob Breyer, we look at Bob Breyer, it's literally just because they're like, oh, he did things
he said stuff I don't.
He said stuff I disagree with.
He typed things I don't.
And you're just like, guys, like you need to like, this is why I genuinely get worried for like the music fan bases and shit like that, because like, you know, I pray to God it's just the vocal minority on Twitter, and you know, it's a lot of normal people who just fucking are like, well, I don't have Twitter because that's gay and I'm not that insecure. Well, some of us are, guys. But no, I pray to God it's that, but like I get worried because it is, you know, a genre, you know, broadly speaking, you know, because I feel like a lot of these genres, the Ethos Wives, that's a new show on TLC. The
Desperate Ethos Wives.
Coming from the standpoint of the sort of the ethos that it pumps out, I feel like a lot of these are sort of offshoots of what punk originally promised.
Yeah.
And punk was this like true open-mindedness and acceptance, and if you don't agree with someone, you could still be generous to them and, you know, treat them with respect and stuff like that. And it really just comes now a lot of this is just feeling like there's this sort of I don't know, like authoritarian mindset. They're clouding it with shit that feels like, you know, we support the LGBTQ, free Palestine, and all those things are good opinions, but it's the execution when someone has a quote-unquote wrong opinion that feels very, like, totalitarian and dictatorial and shit like that.
I don't want anybody that thinks differently from me to die unless it's in traffic.
In traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's personally.
And then also the response from the band was interesting because now I will say Frank Giro from who played guitar in My Chemical Romance. He had I saw that.
I'm learning everybody's name except for the lead singer right now.
Of My Chemical Romance?
Yeah, I swear to God.
I told you earlier, Gerard Way.
I know Gerard Way. No, that's what I'm saying. I knew his name already.
Oh, okay.
I did not know anything.
Oh, yeah. I listened to them a bunch back in the day, so I'm very familiar with My Chemical Romance.
That's what got you into politics was Bob Breyer, right?
Bob Breyer. No, honestly, embarrassing enough, it might have been Green Day. And then Protest. Did you ever see that?
What?
Protest the Hero made fun of Green Day after American Idiot came out.
Really?
Yeah, because it was this. I've never heard a prog rock album that talks about a bill Clinton passed, and I go, this rules. It's so funny that they can do it and it actually sounds good. But no, there was a Protest the Hero was playing. They had like this very politically themed and minded song, and he goes, I think I think people should hear political messages from something more substantial than a Green Day album. And I remember being like, Protest, I love you. Pull it back a little.
Yeah, I remember I saw them perform live in St. Pete, and the lead singer had fake nails glued on, like really long fake acrylic nails glued on.
Yeah.
And he kept commenting about how he can't finger anymore, but he kept doing it. in a super Canadian accent. And it was one of the cringiest things I've ever seen on stage ever. So like if I'm hearing that guy go like, "Hey, this is where you should get your political statement." And it's like,
Bill Clinton gave guns to the Hujamardin in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's nuts. What are you going to do?
Anyway, can the bassist do more finger taps? I like when the bassist does finger taps.
Yeah, you're Canadian, guys. Shut up. Stop talking about our politics.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't talk about our politics. Talk about your fucking prime minister that does blackface, you fucking weirdos.
Yeah. Not just does it.
Dude, I get so fucking...
Does it a lot.
I'll criticize this country so much, but as soon as like a Canadian... or a fucking British person, or a Mexican person. Bro, just those three in particular. Any foreign person that says really anything like
Mexican doesn't bother me because there's food wise and everything else.
You're right. Yeah,
they're such like and I'm not just saying
honestly,
it because
I don't hear them complain about
I'm not just saying it because they're the only non-white out of the three you said. I'm not being a pussy. Literally, I've said it many a times. I fuck with Mexicans. They make great food. They do all the jobs no one wants to do.
And honestly, most Hispanic people in general that talk about America it's pro. Hey.
Oh yeah, they're super pro America. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Canadians I laugh at. English people I get legitimately angry. Where I go, I turn into.
Oh, you can't do anything right here. Can
you ever see that video where it's like it was that dude who looks like a Clash of Clans guy just going, "What the hell is a kilometer?" I turn into that guy and I go, "Shut your tea drinking fucking mouth. Yeah. Your best dish in your country is French food or Indian food. Yeah, Shut the fuck up."
Propaganda or I think also like I said, protest the hero. Both of them, like when they say stuff about politics, I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the blackface thing. I go, your guy does blackface a lot.
Propaganda talks a lot about Canadian politics as well. That's why I don't get as mad at them. But
yeah, also
they're the band that they're nothing but messages that I don't follow at all.
By the way,
we should never eat meat. Like
ooh,
sorry guys.
Aren't they on like a tour that you would fucking love?
Yeah, always. If Propaganda's on it, I'll love it. They did perform with the Bad Brains once, and I hated that show.
No, but they had a show. Really this one. Pennywise, Propaganda, and Comeback Kid.
Oh yeah, but it's like isn't it?
Europe? It's in England or Germany and
makes
shit.
sense. Fucking commies.
Fucking commie fucks. Oh, but anyway, and this is the last part of the My Chemical Romance thing, but their post for him, which they turned off the comments because they knew everyone was going to be a fucking raging lunatic. But this was the part and this is why I pointed out that their guitarist Frank made a comment about like how much he loved Bob Breyer and his Friars. But he was like, "It is with heavy hearts that we say goodbye to Bob Breyer, our former bandmate and an important part of the history of My Chemical Romance. We send our deepest condolences to his friends and family." You're his friends.
Yeah.
Or I guess not. It's just weird when your former band is like, "We hope your friends are okay with this." It's like, aren't you kind of that?
I mean, if he's a guy that's not like a part of the core group and he's somebody that was just like hired in, like he wasn't on the first album, like you said, he wasn't on that album, but then he was on the second album. He could have just been somebody that was. But how long did you say 2010 to like?
It was 10 years, and I think they said he left.
10 years. You should be somewhat friendly with him.
They said it's just I don't know. I'm not saying they have to be best friends with him. It's just weird when like the drummer who played the drums during the two biggest albums of your career, and you just hit him with like, "I hope his friends and family are okay."
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus Christ.
But also, if you have nothing nice to say, you don't have to say anything at all. But if he was a former member, I'm sure there is somebody's going to ask eventually. So just to make a statement, just be like, "Yep." They'll be like, "What do you think of the backlash he's been getting online?" Just be like, "Well, it's unfortunate, but, Bob was a polarizing guy." Like, there's ways you can do it. Those are the things that you do.
Yeah.
Like, that's the things. It's like, you don't have anything nice to say. Don't say anything nice at all. And the only people that are going to see this, that it could affect negatively, are people that probably also understood that he was a fucking prickly guy and also probably didn't like him, but loved him, or he was their family. There's those people in your family that you may not like, And maybe you've gotten bullied so much in your lifetime that if fucking Uncle Carl dies, I won't even fucking care.
Oh, yeah.
You know
dude,
what I mean?
and that was
like one of those things of like, are you going to post memes on his page and shit like that? No, you pussy. So if you're not going to do it for the family members you hate, don't do it for other people that you hate, because the only people that are going to see him are people that probably did care about him, that maybe or maybe not agreed with his politics or his beliefs, but knew him personally and loved him. He was in the band for 10 years. I don't think these opinions came out of nowhere. So either he was a guy that not a lot of people love to be around. Again, 25 Days Alone. But also he might have said, hey, I'm leaving town. I'll call you when I get back into town. And people were like, hey, I haven't heard from him. He was supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. But he was, like, we don't know the situation, literally. But, yes, just because he was in his fucking apartment or house or whatever for 25 days found undiscovered, it's not, or whatever, they're undiscovered before he was found. That's how it should go. I think that, like, I think that there's a, huh? You nailed it. Hold on, I think this came
out. Check. We're good.
Keeps cutting out. Hold on.
It's cutting out?
Yeah, here. That's not good. I have to throw that wire away.
How's this?
Nope. No, we might have to take him. Yeah, we might have to.
In our wire?
Oh. Got it. Yeah, let me just get it. Because it's just going to keep cutting out.
Hurler. Is this still recording? Yeah. Okay. So this will all be just in. That'll be easy to edit then. No cigarettes for kitties. All right. We back?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I just think, I think you were saying something. I don't know. Whatever, whoever it was, I guess it'll just be good to like end out the segment with. I think this was a realization that there are a lot of people. I don't know what it is exactly. If it's politics, if it's philosophy, or whatever the fuck, they're just deep into a thing where you can really just because someone. Well, it's like that multi-layer.
I'm gonna do it to them. I'm gonna find out their shittiest relative, their nana or somebody that they're just like. Yeah, Nana doesn't have the most popular opinion sometimes, or, I don't bring I'm not going to bring this boyfriend home to Nana, stuff like that, or whatever it may be. And I'm going to fucking troll your family. I'm going to make memes about how funny it was your grandma died when she fell down and hit her fucking stupid racist head. Like, think about that. Think about if somebody was, and I know this sounds like a fucking super boomer approach to this, but it's a situation, it's a type of, like, weird bullying that has no effect on the person that you are intending. Like you intend to talk shit. You weren't talking shit about Bob Breyer before he died. You know what I mean?
God damn it! How do you keep slipping them in? Yeah, dude. It's
you know.
Well, it's just like. It's a thing where you go like, oh, we're fighting bad people, but it really just reveals you to be a psychotic person. Because like I said, he quit the band in 2014 and occasionally would say cringy stuff online. You chose to pay attention to him. You chose to dehumanize him. You chose to do all this shit. And then like, it's like, dude, I don't know what's wrong in your life where you need to create so much, or you need to shoot out so much high level of like just evil where you're like, you're actively looking for something that upsets you and then going to celebrate when a man dies. It's like, you know, it's fucking weird, and I hope a lot of people get the help they need.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just be like, if somebody was like, oh, man, did you hear that Bob Breyer died or something like that? You could just be like, I don't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's even a thing where you can just say, you don't have to say anything, but you definitely shouldn't make it trending to where now his family is going to be like, oh, cool, everybody's super happy my fucking brother died or my fucking dad died or my whoever it may be.
And it's like, have a little class about it.
A
like,
little bit.
I remember there was this, I don't remember the guy's name, but there was this like hood dude who like his whole thing was like he was like a genuine hood dude, but he supported Trump. He'd always have like a Make America Great Again hat. And then that guy died, and I saw a bunch of black people on Twitter were going like, oh, he died? Anyway, what's for dinner, guys? Like, they kept making that kind of joke, which is still the same thing, but like they at least had a little class about it.
Yeah, there's a theme to it, not just, hey, how incredibly disrespectful can we be, and how horrific can we make the imagery?
Yeah.
To say, like, again, the Peter Griffin thing of like,
that was the funniest text.
Like, damn.
I sent you that, and all you texted back was, Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude, these people are fucking nuts.
Just because it's like, I have known so many people that I hate that I am happy when things that are bad happen to them. Sure. But like, I also realized after time with a majority of those relationships, it's like, that's super unhealthy.
It's not unhealthy.
To like,
it's not
to
healthy
actively
for you.
keep up with somebody just to hate them. And now we're seeing what happens at the fruition. Now, you don't have that guy to make fun of anymore. So now you're going to transfer this hate to the next quote racist bigot
now you
that
have
you
to
hate.
go. Now you have to go back to cutting, dork. Let's.
And by the way, I like that whole thing of like there's nothing that's been more exposed than like nerds actually being pieces of shit than like Cobra Kai. Any of these things like fuck you. The reason you're bullying keeps people in check. It keeps them fucking honest.
Yeah, and honestly, nerd bullying is 10 times more evil.
Right.
Because, like, if the jocks bully you, they'll fucking call you gay, but if you get in the mix with them, they'll end up liking you.
Right.
Or they'll beat you up and then,
or, yeah, if you defend yourself, they'll be like, hey, you're pretty funny.
Nerds are evil bullies.
You'll never gain their respect.
They just want you to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Because they can't kill you. That's what it is they're so weak. All of you fucking idiots are so weak. None of you would do this. None of you can overpower any human being in real life. None of you can defend yourself effectively. Yeah. All of you are just a bunch of stupid fucking cowards that are sitting there bullying a guy that arguably
he's actively
sucked.
Dead.
He's actively dead, and he arguably sucked a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit about anything that guy said. I didn't even know his name until I found out he's died.
Until he found out he sold the best fryers in goddamn Tennessee.
And it's fucking trending online to be like, hey, isn't this fun? And it's just that. It's just a bunch of people being hateful, like to a guy that's never gonna see it.
Well, you know,
that's never ever gonna see that. So it's completely ineffective.
Let me ask you this, because this is the ultimate irony of it, and I think you're gonna answer how I think you're gonna answer. Because a lot of these people online, they do all this horrendous shit, and then they go home and go, "I'm the morally superior person."
Yeah,
and it's like, do you think you're like a good person?
No. I know that
that's what I thought you were.
I'm extremely flawed.
But that's what I thought you were going to say. Right. I also don't think I'm
and
that
it's
good.
No excuse either. I think once you're aware of your flaws, it's up to you to work on those and to try to change that. No matter what your past was, your future is up to you. You have to change it because nobody's going to do it for you, no matter what.
But here's my point. I also don't think I'm that exceptional of a person.
No.
But I guarantee you, we're probably just in general nicer to people than any of these little cunts online.
Way better. I try to smile at everybody.
Yeah.
I try to hide what a piece of shit I am.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a piece of shit. That's the thing.
I'm upset about it.
I'm not necessarily proud of who I am, but I also am very proud of who I am because I'm so aware of who I am.
And you make an effort every day to like not be a bad person.
Right. Yeah. My decisions are most, if not all of my decisions day to day are based on my morals. And luckily, I do the right things, usually, because I know that they're the right thing to do, not because I think that somebody's going to praise me for it, not because somebody's watching. It's just because I'm like, this is how I would want somebody to act, even if nobody was watching also. So, like, I have to put into practice what I would like to see in the world, be the change you'd like to see in the world, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I no matter how many shitty things I may have said, or how many terrible opinions I've shared on the podcast, or how many I've said things about people.
How many people I've poisoned?
How dismissive of I in the pursuit of comedy, but how dismissive of what was I of Taylor Hawkins' death? And I was just like of the guy from Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I saw the blank.
Were you? I don't. Oh, sorry. I was trying to. I was actually going. I don't remember exactly.
Well, I was just saying, like, oh, the guy from Foo Fighters dies, and they just go, yeah, we'll just keep going. But literally, they're dude.
Yeah.
It's just
there's a difference between making a joke on a podcast and going on Twitter and
like hammering it in.
I'm very serious right now. I'm happy he's dead.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There is no joke here. I'm glad I'm going to piss on his grave.
Yeah.
So
So just, I guess just as a general rule of thumb, if you're actively celebrating people's death online, maybe reconsider it.
Yeah. just like you personally, and that's the thing. That's why I know I'm not a good person. Is like I would see something like that, and like let's say somebody I hated died. I personally may go like,
well, I know,
even if I haven't followed up with them, and I just catch the news that like, oh, that guy that was the drummer for that band that you liked forever ago. I hated Michael Graves when I was young. The guy from Misfits, yeah.
Okay.
So like if I found out that he had died when I was in that, like I would have been like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also not actively following Michael Graves
to check if he's dead.
To hate him
every day. Yeah. You make sure if Michael Graves is dead.
That'd be weird. That'd be even weirder. Yeah.
I know I'm not a good person or I have to actively try to be a good person because every time I see people who are just pieces of shit, there's a part of me that gets jealous where I was like, I wish I could just do that all day. I would just feel like the guy who's just certain of everything and does all that shit and never asks questions and all that. I was like, I wish I could just be that. And who just like all the time expresses his exact opinion on every moment. You're like, I wish I could do that, but I just would feel like an absolute bag of shit.
Yeah, it's exhausting too. Like I couldn't. And that's
those
what
dudes
I'm
are probably sad when they get home though.
Yeah,
I'm not. I said that like I wasn't.
Not me.
So let's so anyway, R.I.P. Bob Breyer and his Friars. My Chemical Romance fans.
And R.I.P. to your fucking shitty stupid Nana that accidentally fucking hit a kid once in her car.
Yeah.
You stood up for her. You said, no, she can still drive because you wanted her to. and you enabled her dangerous, stupid behavior.
You wanted her to.
You fucking loser.
Yeah. Maybe, next time, let's do this.
I'm glad you're dead.
Let's do this. When the drummer of Senses Fail dies, let's all take a breath. I don't know if he's a bad guy or not, but let's just
in case.
Next time a drummer from an emo band dies,
when Lars Ulrich dies.
Yo, dude, that's a fucking...
Just be respectful. We know he was a shithead about Twitter, and we know he's overall just a kind of a shitty drummer.
Napster?
What? Oh, yeah, I said Twitter. Yeah.
That's another meme that I'm getting.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of Twitter either.
That's your hang up?
Yeah.
Oh no, Napster was fine. It's his Twitter stance that I hate.
Remember when he's just like, why can't we have more characters?
Yeah, dude.
I got a lot to say.
That's the fucking hill he was dying on. So you want to do these Spotify raps?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Mine was not surprising and then surprising at times. Was your
I had a pretty. I don't know. It wasn't like I'm always kind of surprised with.
Are you in the actual thing?
Yeah.
I'm really curious about the specifics. Like, how many songs did you play this year?
So again, I switch from iTunes to this sometimes. So like, I'll listen to Apple Music or whatever.
You want to buy the album?
Yeah, I do buy multiple albums. That's how you support the artist, okay?
Why don't you just get the CD? I guess there's no way to play the CD because of modern society.
Yeah. So I listened to 8,721 minutes on Spotify.
Wait, no, how many? Where are you? Oh, yeah, open up the song Pussy.
Which one?
The one you were just at.
Yeah, the song one. I just did.
The rap Dussy. Wait, keep going?
Yeah. List moves fast. Goes, this is how many...
Oh, yeah. I didn't know about the minutes part. Oh, okay.
It like each one of them has like a reveal. It's like
sorry, I was on the song numbers. That was inside the rap Dussy. Oh, you listened to? Oh, you jump back and forth.
Yeah, pretty much.
I listened to 55,253 minutes this year. That's got to be a lot of podcasts, though.
Yeah, probably.
Because I spend a lot of time listening to podcasts.
So songs is the one you were wondering.
So I listen to, and this is why, by the way, I keep saying rap Dussy, because it opens up like this. That's the rap Dussy. I've played 4,571 songs this year.
Yeah, I was at 1,455 songs.
Ooh. Does iTunes give you one of these?
I don't think so. That's what I was just gonna say. I don't think they do. I wish I could. Actually, you know what? I'll check just real quick.
While it's not a competition, it is. I'm trying to be more autistic.
So I don't have an account, like an Apple Music account. I just buy albums there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it actually like keeps track of it or not.
So what are your dude, my Spotify Wrapped is always just proof that I have ADHD.
Okay.
Because it's just like a big part about ADHD is being hyper focused on one thing.
Uh-huh.
Last year, all my top songs were all Jesus Peace songs.
I thought they were Kublai.
No, I think it was like it was one Kublai and then all Jesus Peace songs.
So this was the surprising thing to me. A couple of these kind of make sense, just even from spillover from last year. But
here, wait, no, I just wanted to finish that out. And then this year, so last year it might have been one Kublai but it was all Jesus Peace besides that. This year, it's literally all Kublai.
Okay.
Theory of Mind, Low Tech, Supreme Ruler, Ant Pile, The Hammer.
It must have been the end of that going into. Because that's what I was thinking about. A lot of mine is also Mutoid Man.
Yeah.
But, like, you want to talk about hyper-focused? Hold on. Let me try to find. That's Follow Troy. I'm trying to figure out, when did I see Mutoid Man? I think it was 2024.
Right? Oh, you're scrolling through your pictures.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the actual, like...
While you're looking up that, the one feature that made me laugh was... They gave you these like weird hyper specific genres that I don't think were like real, but they were just like a fucking word scramble almost, like a Mad Libs. And I guess in February, because I was listening to a lot of Kublai Khan, Knock Loose, and End, they go, February was your scene straight edge hardcore face. And I was kind of laughing about, I was joking.
Oh, yeah, the some of the genres I got were weird too.
Yeah, I was joking with Steph about that because I go, because Kublai Khan on their last album, they had the straight edge song, and a lot of people were like, oh shit, is Kublai Khan a straight edge band? Usually a straight edge band because they keep telling you they're a straight edge band. So like Kublai Khan wasn't saying it every other song, so you weren't sure if they were a straight edge band. And then they finally said it on the last album, and then I'm like doing the math, and I go, I think Knocked Loose is technically, they're not like, their thing isn't being straight edge, but I think they're all straight edge, and then N might be, I guess. And I go, am I that angry that I drink often and I'm still at the anger level of a straight edge hardcore fan? I go, dude, I'm not kidding. I was being funny about it with Steph, but I go, I really should look into that.
Yeah.
Because that's too angry.
So my top song. So I saw Mutoid Man in March. So that would make sense why last year I got into them. I found them around June or July and like listened to them nonstop until I saw them. Then after I saw them, I was like, man, that was so great. I want to relive all those. But my top songs, you want to talk about hyper focused?
Hit me.
Number one.
No, hit me. I'm trying to
So the 4 and 5 are both Mutoid Man songs, Bridge Burner and Head Rush. Number 3 is Prince of Darkness by Tower, which was at the same show. I became a huge Tower fan.
Oh, nice.
This is the thing that surprised me. My number 2 song, I don't remember listening to this much, was Ha 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 by Lil Dicky from Penith.
You were at...
But I love Lil Nicky.
But I remember you brought... we were doing Drag the Lake, and you brought that album up like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But
that was it. Like, I mean, it's in the rotation, but like.
But here's what I think Spotify does, because I notice, and giving you a sneak preview, one of my top bands is Dance Gavin Dance, which I like. Dance Gavin Dance, I like them a lot. You know, on and off the court, love everything they do.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Members past and present.
You know, keep it up.
Except for all those shitty dead ones.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Nobody went after that guy.
Oh, I get the joke.
Me?
Yeah, okay, I get the joke. It was parody. Dance Gavin Dance fans, calm down. It was parody. But no, all jokes aside, you know, it's just when they act up, it gives us the highest views. So whatever you want to do, guys.
Piss your pants, do whatever.
But no, so I was like, I like Dance Gavin Dance. I don't remember listening to them a shit ton this year. And then I go, oh, I remember. I did all those reaction videos.
Yeah.
And I listened to those albums. Every time I did that, I'd listen through the entire album like 2 times. And I think Spotify records it. It gives a band more value if you listen through an album versus just listen to their shit here and there. And I remember you were telling me how much you love that Lil Dicky album. So I bet you that like week it came out, you probably did full album listens a good amount.
Times, a couple ways.
I swear, based off what I've seen, it seems like the Spotify, their algorithm puts more weight on full album listens.
So my top song was Ouroboros by Gojira. That is, I will say, arguably one of the greatest songs.
Which we will get. Also, remind me to get into the podcast Spotify Wrapped, because speaking of Gojira, that was our highest listened to episode. So you guys really like the Gojira episode.
So I've changed, and so has my listening. Apparently, let's find out what says this. Maybe eventually in December. Oh, so this is going by month by month.
That's going to show you the silly.
Yeah, this is a little too much.
Yeah, it was funny too because on
March.
April, it gave me a weird thing where it was like mall goth something core.
Oh, yeah. Let me see what September is.
Mall goth rock out metalcore, and then
mine is Pixie ogre core org core.
Yeah.
Skate punk moment. That's what September was.
Well, it was funny too, and this is, by the way, why
because of melancholy.
This is, by the way, I think they not even full album listens, but I think long listening sessions they take those into account too, because
I had Molgoth too.
That's funny. Yeah, you're straight edge too.
Yeah. Well, that was March though.
You're fucking straight edge.
End It, Capra, and Jesus Piece.
You're straight edge too.
Damn it.
But no, in June I got Alien Jam Band Southern Rock. June was the month, but this is why I think they account for long concurrent listening and like full albums, because June was the month I drove down here, and I was driving down with my mom, and I very quickly realized Mom's not going to want to talk about conspiracies. We would listen to like some sort of like, you know, mom-friendly Spotify podcast, but we mainly listened to a lot of like 60s and 70s soft rock driving music.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like I kept listening to that shit. I just spent 3 days steadily listening to that. So it really made Spotify just numbers wise go like, oh, well, you listened to this for multiple hours 3 days in a row. This must be what your whole month represented. And then what do we have after that?
I listened to 604 artists.
I listened to 1,577 artists.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that's also to me every week trying to look up new music and shit like that. Like actively going out of my way. Which, by the way, I apologize. I stopped doing those new music from last week because, like always, I overload myself with things to do. And that was a hard one to work into the overloaded schedule. But I figured out a new regiment and a new mindset. And I will be, because I really like doing those. And I want to bring them back. And Brother, my favorite thing about this podcast, I posted the other day because, I love to get triggered by people shitting on Kubla Khan. And so I just was like getting mad in my head. So I screenshot their new album, not Supreme Ruler. What was it called? Was there a new album called? Whatever. They're only my top band. But I screenshot the album and I was like, I'm not even mad at people who hit shit on this album. I just feel bad for them. Yeah. And then someone commented below that. He goes, your recommendation on Drag the Lake is why I listen to Kubla Khan. And I go, that means so much to me.
That's the thing. Is like it's acknowledgement, it's reassurance, but it's also like how many times when we mention like I'll mention like, oh, I really like Mutoid Man, and people are like, oh my god, I saw them, blah blah blah. Like,
yeah.
Like also, I think they're lying a lot of times because I'm like, how do you just remember that I just said Mutoid Man? I've never heard anyone ever mention Mutoid Man. I agree that they've existed before this, and I know that. And there's probably
you've acknowledged pre-Pat Mutoid Man?
I will acknowledge because they are my top band. Out of the 604, they said that there was like one that holds a special place in your heart.
Yeah.
I don't know if that says it. Did it give you your number one, or was it Kubla Khan?
I mean, it said that, but I didn't even have to look. I knew it was going to be Kubla Khan.
But it was, so, Mutoid Man made a lot of sense. 604 artists, but like, it says, but one had a special place in your heart
top
and
song?
ears. Oh, top song.
Oh, wait, the next one is top artist. And that I was not surprised. Oh, wait a minute.
Who else got a lot of play? Big reveal, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, these top artists?
No, this is the next one.
Yeah, I think it's top artists. So my list was Kubla Khan, Joyce Manor, which I've talked about them before. They haven't put out new music. They're just like, it's funny. I've been taking a lot more flights, and I would get anxious initially on the flights. And then sometimes I wouldn't want to read the book, or I couldn't hear the podcast because the plane's so loud. And there's something about like getting anxious or getting angry walking through the airport that Joyce Manor would always just fucking chill me the fuck out. So I would listen to a lot of Joyce Manor specifically on flights. I got Dance Gavin Dance. They're like I said before, I barely listened to them this year. I think it really had to do with the fucking episodes I was recording. Touche Amore, I just whenever they're my in a mood band.
Yeah.
When you're not full blown depressed, but you're also not in a good mood, Touche Amore is my band. They're also the band I have listened to the most when I'm back in my room hammered. Huh. And then and then Idols. I think this was
I was surprised they weren't higher up on yours. I feel
Idols
like they really took off with you. And me kinda.
What?
I listened to I feel like quite a bit of Idols myself, but like I didn't like it's weird.
I got big into Idols because they're I knew about them. It was funny. Robbie Bernstein, of all people, who's like a big jam band guy, he introduced me to Idols. They are not a band I thought Robbie would listen to.
Yeah.
And he introduced me, and then I eventually started. I remember they put out their album, I think it was called Tank, and they had a really good performance on Kimmel where he's got the line where he goes, they're in the middle of, I forget the name of the song. It was like the first single they put out.
So Never Fight a Man with a Perm?
No, that's a couple albums ago.
Oh.
But they have the one line where he's like, fuck the king. He ain't the king. She the king. But he can't say fuck on Jimmy Fallon. And then also Jay Dilla it was like his birthday or something. So he like did a Jay Dilla reference. And I go, these guys are pretty cool.
Yeah.
British band doing a Jay Dilla reference. So that got me into Idols. And I was like, oh, I love these guys. Because they're like, they do that shit where, I said this before, but they do that shit where they kind of like, freeform. The dude like freeform writes the lyrics in the moment, and I like stuff that's like a little artsy, but not artsy for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And like that's I think what Idols represents, and they also kind of sound like a punk band.
Yeah.
Which Idols, if you don't want to be called a punk band, don't sound like one.
Yeah.
It's a great way to not be called a punk band is to not sound like one.
Don't be a punk band.
It's like easy. Just don't be a punk band. But yeah.
My top artist. Mutoid Man was number one. NoFX is number two. They're fading out. They're on their way out. They're going to put out I'm sure that double album or the other albums that they were planning on putting out after they did their last show. I'm excited for them, but like I'm not hopeful.
Yeah.
Because like I realized like their past couple releases I did not buy because also I did not love. Last Ditch Effort was pretty good, but single album I think it was, and there was another double album, right? Wasn't there 2 that they put out that were just like? I even went back and listened to them recently, maybe I was being hard on them. No, it's just not. They're not inspired. They're not very good. It's just, but so they're on their way out. Number 3, almost in the same order as Life. I think this is my new order of favorite bands. 1, 2, 3 is Mutoid Man, NoFX, then Every Time I Die.
Nice.
Then Tower, which again,
Who's Tower?
That's the band that played with Mutoid Man.
Oh,
and I got to listen to them. Kind of classic rockish, different like weird vocals, and then a Little Dicky, number 5. Apparently, my other favorite. I know for a fact I listened to Guar more than Little Dicky this year.
Yeah,
which is really strange to me.
Let me ask you this, because when you said No Effects got knocked down, it made me realize like this is actually the first year that's had. Usually my top bands are pretty similar, and I realize 3 bands that have always been in my top bands are not in it this year. And I didn't even think about this till right now. Run the Jewels is not in my top bands. Every Time I Die is not in my top bands. And then the third one is the Menzingers. They've been in my top 5 for a while.
Yeah. But
I'm realizing I'm very shocked Run the Jewels isn't in my top 5. Yeah. I mean, I'm not shocked in the sense that now I'm thinking about it and I go, yeah, I've definitely listened to them a lot less this year, but it's just funny to not see it there anymore.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. There's kind of
I think there's one where it says top songs. Or did we say that already?
Yeah, we did top songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then that gives you this.
You're right. It was in the very beginning.
The last 2 panels are just them saying hey, we did that. Thanks a lot, and you can share it now if you want.
Well, the thing with the top songs that kind of fucked me up, where I'm it was I wasn't surprised after thinking about it, but initially I was like, wait, no way. 2 years in a row, same top song, and it's Theory of Mind by Kublai, where I go, is that my favorite song? I was like, that might be my favorite song.
Yeah.
I was like, I might literally have a definitive, absolute favorite song now.
Yeah, there's ones where I know Head Rush by so there was also that too. There was multiple songs or bands or something like that I would just just repeat. But during that, I feel like that. So the Spotify rap I had on mute. I think you did too. But where it's playing music throughout. I think the music that was playing was a little bit more. Again, I feel like the past 2. I don't know if it was Wrapped last year, but I feel like there was another thing that they put out recently. The festival thing. Wasn't there a thing where they're like, oh, make your music festival thing, then you could share. Remember? It was during the summertime or something like that. So maybe that's the other one.
Sorry. I literally was just
yeah, you're just staring at me.
Oh, he's talking to me.
Yeah. But it was something like that.
My mind wandered because there was a playlist thing that went with it, and I was I was trying to remember the details.
It was recently that they were like, oh yeah, this is you. This is what your thing would be, and you're like, I don't think so. I like a lot of those things, but I don't know if I've listened to those things the most. This, I don't know if it's a perfect representation because the music that was playing through that thing, they were playing End It. They're playing other songs that I feel like I listen to more than the ones that they're saying my top songs. But
I also too think this, not to compliment ourselves and big up the pod and kind of
it plays Descendants every time I play my playlist. It plays a Descendants song, and the Descendants weren't on there.
Yeah, but not to big up ourselves, but I do kind of think this sort of heightens the it re-emboldens me to lean into what we're kind of a subplot of this podcast.
Yeah,
where it's our Spotify Wrapped was both of ours were pretty good, but there were things in there like you said. You're I like the Lil Dicky album. That's weird that was there. And I was I like Dance Gavin
But you
Vance.
remembered me liking it more than I did. You remember me bringing it up more.
Exactly. But still, if you're not remembering Lil Dicky like that, it doesn't completely make sense. And same thing with me with Dance Gavin Dance, because for a 2-month stretch, I listened to each album 2 times through. Now they're my top band. It shows that a lot of these algorithms are pretty good, but there's still just something to that human effect where you're not even necessarily, it's not someone going, I think you'll like this. It's someone going, this is a good band.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with that's what when I tell people certain bands, obviously I keep in mind, I guess, or if I'm giving personal suggestions, it's one thing. But if I'm on this pod or I'm posting on the YouTube channel, it's literally because I'm just going I don't know you. I'm just going, this is a good band.
Yeah.
And I think that is...
It's not better than your band that you like. It's not bad. It's just this is a good band too. You should check them out. If you like this band and this band, I think you'd like this band.
And I'm sure I'll get proved wrong by time, but I just feel that's one of those things. AI can do a lot of cool things, but I think that's just something that the human touch just will always have superiority over it.
Yeah,
dominance over it. Yeah.
Yeah, that the feeling essentially. Yeah. AI just can't do feeling.
Yeah. And humans are just more than a feeling. But real quick, I did want to say too with the podcast portion of Spotify gives you a quick Spotify Wrapped, and I do gotta say, it was very cool. You guys all see the numbers and stuff on YouTube. We're the little engine that could. It's a great podcast. Numbers could be better, but I'm not fucking crying about it because it was showing me. All percentage wise, everything went up a decent amount since last year and shit. And then it said Spotify literally tells you how many people this is their number one podcast.
Oh.
And there was 5 to 10 people. And I go,
thank you.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's awesome.
There's a cut I think it was 7 maybe. I go, damn, there's 7 people who this is their main podcast.
And honestly, we probably have met most of them face to face.
You've all probably messaged us.
But we appreciate you. That's the thing those are the real ones. Those are the ones that I think of it as not just as a goal thing or pumping yourself up or something but legitimately those are the people that you'll always remember. No matter how many fans or listeners we happen to get going forward, those are the ones that always will there may be, I'm not saying there's not going to be more that aren't going to be memorable.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that are that fucks really fuck with us.
It's ironic because we always joke about
what we're talking about.
We always joke about getting buy earlies. We're there buy early.
Yeah. No, that's it's being the change you want to see in the world. We're putting out shit that shit fuck people fuck with this shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
shitheads fuck.
Yeah, we're shits.
You fuck this shit, right?
You fucked.
You want to fuck this shit?
You want to fuck this shit? Yo, what's up?
Yo, you want to fuck this shit? We're your number one.
This might be a Spotify rap, but I won't wrap it up. No, same bitch.
Raw.
Yeah.
Do you sleep with us?
Can I have head?
Are you in bed right now?
Are you in my ass
Take
right
your
now?
hand. You know the most annoying and frustrating category in pornography is jerk off encouragement or jerk off instructions. Because I
gotta disagree with that.
Look, listen to me. There is no way I'm gonna have somebody that has never had anything that I got. Some of these videos are 15 minutes. They're keep going. I'm at work.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm done.
I'm at work.
I'm done. I've closed the video. This is still on? I didn't know this was still playing.
No. I like when they say nasty things and talk shit. It's when they go, not yet. I go, well, you're not going to tell me when.
Hold on a second. They're I'm going to count it down.
Yeah, it's you can get me worked up and say dirty things, but don't tell me when I'm going to end this.
Or how they're grab onto it. Oh, really? You grab onto it? How do you know? You never had a dick, you dumb bitch.
Stupid fucking bitch.
Why did I have to end that episode with that?
That's great, dude.
Jerk off and fucking instructions. I know how to do it. That's the one thing I haven't ever needed instructions on. Yeah. Nobody taught me how to do that. I know how to do it. It just happens. I don't need you to go, spin in your hand. Ew. No.
Yeah, you fucking internet hooker.
First of all, lady,
you're a hooker.
I'm left-handed, idiot.
Are you?
No. Just when I jerk.
Anyway.
Don't look at my cat right after I say
Thanks
that.
for watching Drag the Leg.
You're going to ask her, is that true, Carmela?
Carmela, look at me. Is Pat talking shit?
I've had to do that plenty of times where I go, come on. Stop. Not now.
Was that the? Oh yeah, that was before we recorded.
You were talking about
I was
that,
talking
yeah.
about that. I was having a quick sesh. I found OnlyFans footage of Riley Reid on Twitter, and my cat thought it was important to be on my chest while I was doing that. And I asked.
Your cat was like, if your cat could speak English, it was just like, oh shit, is that Riley Reid?
Is that Riley Reid? Oh shit.
Let me get on that, dude.
Yeah, she was just saying.
He's like, your cat's like, got his leg up. He's like, you ever do one of these? You ever do one of these?
Yeah, show this to Riley. All right, guys. That's the end of this piece of stupid fucking podcast.
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
We love you so much.
You look at the analytics and they all die off right at the end.
Dive bombs.
Bye.
Bye.